made it, gang. It's the final interview, maybe, on the entire LAN. I'm TurboTabs. I'm joined with zambz from TLR and Auto from Witness Gaming. First off, gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for indulging me in my little cringy interviews. It's very nice of you to spare the time. I'm going to start off with you, Auto. So, another day, another grand final. Does it just feel like a day at the office, or do you still get kind of like happy or like glad or just almost like excited to just hit the grand final?
I'm just happy to play with my teammates. I'm playing TF2 all the time, so it's just another day playing. I'm used to it. I don't get pressured that much, so it's alright.
Right. And now turning to zambz. Zambz, you're going to have to tell me about the zambz lore. How many grand finals? Is this the first one for you? Or?
I had one online grand final, but this one is my first at LAN.
Okay, and you know, that previous grand final you did win, so 100% success rate. So what does it feel like compared to an online grand final? Do you like, at least in the pre-moments coming up to it?
It's a lot more fun actually. I really like the energy in the room and everyone screaming and everything fun happens. So it's a lot of fun, and also getting to meet people. It's very different from online.
That's a good point, Auto. What is the team like on a setting at LAN compared to online? Are you guys like more cozy with each other, or is it just a lot more serious or anything like that?
I think you play the game more seriously. Everyone's like communicating more. So our standard rank goes up. We play better, I think.
Okay, fair enough. zambz, I want you to look Auto in the eye and just tell him who the weak link out of Witness is and who you're probably going to be abusing in this grand final. That's it. Name names, zambz. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. You can lie to me if you want. Say it's Pappy. Say it's Thomas.
Yeah, it's gotta be Thomas. He's very easy to kill, and he doesn't hit his shots and everything. It's a very easy opponent to play against.
All right. How about you, Auto? Lie to me as well. Who's the weakest link out of TLR?
We're going to have to kill Flick.
Oh,
He's going to have to go down.
In person?
No.
No. Please don't do that, Flick. Alright, and finally, it's obviously, I think it's going to be a best of 5, am I right? Or, there were gentlemen's agreement like ATF2 where it's like, oh, you can do a best of 3 if you want. So, I'm going to start off with you, zambz. Do you think you can take the marathon of a best of 5? Does that sort of probably scare you, or do you think you would thrive in that fight?
I think shorter games are usually better for me. I prefer best of 3, but maybe best of 1 the first day here. But yeah, I mean, best of 5 should also be fine as well. I think it'll be fine.
And also, you know the sting of a best of 5. Like, do you want to just aim for this to be tidy and quick, or do you like the, earning, I guess, your grand final?
I enjoy playing as much of the game as possible, but it'd be nice to win it as fast as possible, get the games done, and celebrate. Go to bed.
Okay. Right. And just to end the things on a positive note, I guess we're saying who the weakest link. Who do you think is just like a highlight player from each other's teams? Spread the positivity. What do you like, zambz, about this game?
Domo is probably one of the most fun levels. It's really good at playing his pulse and really good at waiting for the correct timing for launches. Plus his rollouts are really good. So it's very hard to play against that level.
That's pretty positive. Do you think you can match that energy, Auto?
zambz has got it good. He's doing a lot of damage. He's playing well this stat. So you want to look out for this game.
Oh, melt my heart. Well, thank you, gamers. Thank you for indulging me, and thank you for indulging the stream. Speaking of, we'll send it back to you right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to the grand finals of poLAND Winter 2024. We've made it all the way through 3 days, grueling group stage, a playoff stage, one to remember, and now we're at the finals. TLR and Witness Gaming. Some would have said it's predestined, others were very unsure throughout the day. TLR almost looked very vulnerable at the beginning of the day, having to play perhaps without Brudgman came down with some food poisoning, but he's back, and he made it through Madam as well as TLR. Mick, how are we feeling about these finals?
I'm pretty excited, you know. I mean, these are two teams that come from very opposite ends of the spectrum here, really. You've got Witness, absolute stalwarts. They've been here before. They can do it again. You've seen TLR. They've had obviously some roster problems. Bridgman's come in, but he's still firing on all cylinders, I think. And they have spent the whole day running that gauntlet, and they're ready to try and prove something. These guys, they've played so many maps against each other in the past sort of week or so, and I think, you know, TLR are looking for an upset here.
They really are. They were feeling themselves after that 2-0 versus Mandem as well. I was sat behind them, and Rons is just brimming with energy.
Yes.
This is the first time in my life, after sitting behind Seeds for many a LAN at this point, it's the first time I've ever heard him like yell. Like actively yelling.
Really? No?
It's crazy. He was going for it. They're feeling it. They're really excited about this, as they should be. Seeds as well. He's had an incredibly long streak of getting third place at LANs. He's finally
It's already broken, yeah.
Thankfully, the Haunt's third place curse is stronger than the Seeds third place LAN curse.
No, definitely. And Seeds, he's going to look to go all the way. He's been a player that's been playing at these LANs for, what, a decade now. And if there's anything that he wants to achieve, it will be that LAN W. So, of course, it will be an upset if we see TLR win. But they are coming here. All guns are blazing. They've ran the gauntlet. They've had progressively harder games throughout the entire day, finishing, of course, just a couple hours back. And now they want to go for it.
And this is the thing, right? I think is one of the things we're going to have to talk about is that TLR are probably way warmer than Witness
definitely,
are.
yeah.
Because Witness, I've been with them as well, and they might have scrimmed recently in the past like 30 minutes to an hour, kind of. But mostly, they've been kind of sat behind. They've been watching some demos. They've been watching the games. Haven't really been warming up themselves. Whereas TLR, I mean, they've been playing for a solid 2 to 3 hours now. Even Brudgman before, you know, he was coming into that last series cold because he, you know, we delayed the game a little bit so he could make it all the way here. Now they're warm, and
They
maybe
are so
Witness
warm.
aren't quite there yet. And that, I think, is a really good start for TLR. We're going to have to see Witness are there on the ball immediately.
Yeah, definitely. TLR are going to have to be very, very quick out that gate. And with that, we have our maps.
We're going to have to see straight away. Please show them production so I can talk about what the maps actually are.
Yeah, of course, we really want TLR here to be really fast out of the gate. If they're the warm ones and Witness Gaming need to get back into it, they're going to have to hope for an early start. But speaking of maps that aren't quick, first map, Snakewater, picked by TLR themselves.
This is really interesting. We've seen a lot of Snakewater this tournament, actually, a surprising amount.
Yes.
And most of it has been really, really slow. Shockingly so. We watched the Frenchies and Mandem play that map forever, and we were just watching Mandem trying to break this last hold. I think now if you're Witness Gaming, it's a lot easier for them. Obviously, they have way more experience. They're much more powerful. And their ability to pressure cook, right, can break these stalemates. They are so good at it. Snakewater's a map traditionally Pappy has loved his entire career.
Yes.
I was talking to him, I think, last night with Comnog as well, because they used to play on a team together all the way back in, like, Season 27 or something. And Pappy was like, the basis for the Witness middle now was the Nunya High Season 27 Snakewater middle. And he hasn't really changed it that much. Granary as well, our second map pick. At this point, this is a classic Witness map.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Pappy is going to be all over this. He is such a strong player up front there, and he's going to look to run some absolute riot there, and then progressing from that onto product. That's going to be tasty.
I'm surprised we are playing both Koth maps in this map pool here. Definitely seeing product as well. I would consider Witness to be by far the best product team.
Definitely,
in Europe.
yeah.
I think that, you know, when you sort of have this group of players that have not only the best synergy in Europe, but also probably the best DM as well,
and the
it makes
individuals,
it really hard to face up on a map like product. That just rewards skill and coordination so much. And yeah, it looks like TLR. I think, honestly, from the get-go, the Snakewater pick, I think it's probably their best chance, but that Granary and that product pick looks scary for them.
That would really grind you down. Like you probably have to be feeling your oats if you were the last resort to go in with that. And those, again, very interesting maps, very slow maps to start off this series, and is really not what I would expect them to have to go for here.
But also, it is worth pointing out as well that Rons and Brudgman were owning on that product game versus Mandem, absolutely destroying them. Rons especially was going ham on them, got so many open angles. Mandem really favoring that sniper-centric playstyle with SNH, and the soldiers of Brudgman and Rons were there to counter it. I know Witness don't play it as much, but you know what would be interesting? We're going to get to that later. We'll get to the third map. I'm going to mention it now. Still does like a bit of heavy to mid on that map.
Who doesn't?
Me.
It's something a little bit different to talk about, isn't it? I'd take that any day of the week. I think it's an absolutely hilarious rollout onto China with the heavy weapons guy. But one good thing we did see out of TLR on that product game is their ability to adapt around that sniper. Like you can see, they actually shifted things up and they managed to continue the round wins. They did drop that one, but then they sort of had a bit of a think about it and they came back really, really strong to seal that one out.
Let's go back to our first map pick, which is going to be Snakewater. We were talking about it a little bit already. Going in to Snakewater, this is a map we've seen a lot this tournament. I think we've seen both teams play it. As far as I remember, TLR especially have had some really nice games on this as well. I think it's a map that they all seem super comfortable on. And how are we breaking this one down?
How are we breaking it down? As in what we're expecting to see? I think it's going to have to be long, slow, arduous rounds. I think really what TLR want is they want Witness to be on the back foot nice and early, and then they want to be really, really conservative and try and have as many attempts as possible pushing that last point, because they know how awful that is to push out. Like if you lose that mid, you're cooked for 10 minutes. That round timer can tick down. 5 minutes later, you're fighting the exact same mid fight, and they can just keep repeating that. So you need to get your head in the game pretty early doors.
You really have to. It's been coming down to the mid fight a lot this tournament.
Yes.
Sort of the ability to break the stalemates hasn't really been there. I think it's something we have seen in the past. I think if there is a team able to do it, it is probably Witness Gaming. Hello, Shappy. Hello, Sneaky. If you want a free shout-out, come out by within next 10 seconds-ish before JMax takes us on to a different graphic. We can't see your face anymore. You happen to be in the crowd or just in general in the woods. You have not that much time.
Yeah, just strolling off the street.
If I recognize your face, we'll see what we can do. A drink. We swapped over. That's the crowd. You can see they're kind of sat up already. Got the most pixelated beta of all time in the middle.
I mean, that is bursting with energy. The excitement and titillation in all of those players' faces, ready to go into this series.
I think the crowd will start pouring in. Obviously we just had the community photo, and now people, I think, they're getting a bit hungry. Time for dinner. There's only this game left, and it is about dinner time as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's done. This is the time of the tournament where the least amount of people are playing. This is what everyone's here for, and yeah, this is where people really start to let loose. The last night for a lot of people, these guys won't see each other for a little while, for the most part. So the beers are going to be flowing, I think.
They are. The bar behind us has been mighty popular.
It has indeed.
And especially right after that community photo, oh my god. We tried to get into this production area and it was not happening.
No.
There's a lot of people here purchasing various alcoholic beverages and also non-alcoholic beverages. Some of us are responsible.
Definitely, much like you and I.
We did have a staff toast, and we unfortunately both had to drink alcohol-free toast.
Yeah.
Like a drink.
Not blended.
Yeah,
toast.
Not bread.
But I'm sure we'll definitely see a ramp up between each of those maps.
I think so too. Yeah.
Actually, when they're holding Snakewater last, that's when the bar's going to be busy.
When Witness lose the first map in a very tight golden mid at the end, that's when the crowd goes crazy. There is a lot of space in the Witness booth. They have, I think, like rows of like 4 PCs next to each other, so you can really, if you want to watch the Witness POV, you probably can. The TLR POV, that's a selective. You have to get there early. You have to get there fast. I was stood in there watching TLR last game. There was not any
I was clawing at the door trying to get in. If you see all the fingerprints on there, that's all me. But yeah, it looked packed in there. But the energy in that room was incredible. It must have gotten really toasty.
It was. It was a bit warm. Let's be honest. Thankfully, I wore a T-shirt today.
Ah, congratulations.
But yeah, I know. I was supposed to put a sweater on, and then unfortunately, I brought 3 sweaters this LAN. Wore one yesterday. One today. I pick it up, I look at it, and I notice a giant, like, round stain on the stomach. So I'm like, well, maybe not that one.
We've got the bar. The framing works fine. You're
and then I get the next one, which I also brought in case for, backup, shit happens. That one has a giant hole in one of the armpits.
Oh,
so
okay.
Couldn't wear that one either, unfortunately. So now I've got my grandma's curtain.
I was going to say sports casual, to quote Alan Partridge.
Yeah. Who's Alan Partridge?
It's Steve Coogan. He's a British comedian.
I don't know anything about that. I'm not British.
We're chatting kebab.
Now, I am kind of tipping over, looking at the production screen sometimes, waiting for the players. They'll show up in the server. We've got quite a few here going, as that is Meerkat leaning into type of retry and console in the caster PC. As, we are just kind of waiting, filling a bit of time. I wonder now, if you are both of these teams, it used to be the meta for quite a few seasons on Snakewater middle that you would go in straight away. And Pappy loved this middle on Snake as well, where he would actually just bomb in instantly.
Yes.
It was him and it was Everex, and they both do it instantly. They've kind of chilled out doing that now, but I think sometimes he still likes it.
Yeah, I mean, trying to get that nice early momentum is great, but when you're Pappy and everyone wants to beat you, and you do it every single time, you start to get anticipated. I'm excited to see what that mix-up with Silentes is going to be like on this map. Do you have any score predictions? What are you expecting to see on this first map here? I'm not sure we're going to see many rounds.
Guys, okay, here's the thing. We did watch these guys play yesterday, and I believe it was kind of close. It was like a 2-3-0 or something.
Yeah, I mean...
My memory serves me right. My brain isn't that big, guys, but like it was something like that. It wasn't a 5-0, which is important.
It was a 5-2.
It was a 5-2.
5-2.
It was
5-2
for Froyotech, unfortunately, for Witness Gaming there. Managing to make it 5-2. I think we'll probably see something similar right now, but you can see the bracket. We've got the bracket. Stall for time. This is what happened throughout the day, Meerkat. What went wrong?
I mean, we can see very much there exactly the gauntlet that TLR have had to run to get here. They beat Varmkov, then they got knocked down, and then they've come in right back up, and they are ready to do a little bit of stomping in this grand final. I think they've had a really exciting tournament. If there's one LAN that you could come to as a player and be on a team, it would be that one. They have come from the ground up. They are stomping. They are excited. The energy in that room is electric.
They're coming in off a Prem victory. I don't think we've quite actually spoken about this enough, but TLR, most recently Prem Championships winners, actually. Witness not playing that season, which means that now it's kind of like the old veteran Prem dominant team versus the new kids on the block. We're going to have to actually see if TLR really can put up a fight against these guys in this game.
Yeah, of course, Witness Gaming did not participate last season, and that's what really opened the door. So this is going to be really, really exciting, and it could... I'm not going to say rewrite history, but it could change the course of TF2L forever.
The last time Witness sat down in a finals like this against a team that wasn't Piggles on demo, it took us to all 5 maps with 4 golden caps and a 3-2.
That's exciting.
So all I'm saying is like, what if Sil played Spy a little bit, you know? I was trying this yesterday.
Up, yeah?
I was like, what if you, I don't know, like...
I mean, surely they watched...
Scout, like...
They definitely watched QB earlier, right? He played the ultimate CCTV spy. He achieved absolutely nothing and wasted maybe 10 minutes on Granary. And, you know, a little bit of that, I think, could definitely go a long way. But I'd love to see a 5-match series, but I don't know about you. I have got a bedtime.
I also have to go to bed. Guys, my bus is at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So the players are in the server. There is one team, I assume... Casa PC still has TF2 in Polish. I'm just going to assume that word means ready.
It does.
But, yeah, we'll be okay. We're going to make it through as players are streaming, and I think everyone now is on the server. So now we just have to wait for the producer JMax still to start the game.
No, we're waiting on players.
We're waiting on players, says production, meaning JMax is not starting the game. Guys, if you want the game to start, please type it in the chat. Just start the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everyone wants, you know. We've spoken about this for, 20 minutes, something like that. And
look,
auto pissing. This is insider knowledge.
Ooh.
Auto is pissing.
Auto in the bathroom.
I hope he better stop.
My phone, I'm getting a message on my phone. Wait, hold on. I'm getting a message. My other phone. Guys, who do I answer first? I have 2 of them. Which one do I pick? I don't know. What do I do, guys?
All we can hope is that Auto skips out and washing his hands so he can be at his desk as quick as possible. That is our best case scenario here. So
let's just have we'll be fine. We'll be okay. And now console's bullying them. They're writing, "Hope your gameplay is better than your timekeeping." XO.
Ooh, these tournament admins.
Don't mess with production.
Okay.
This is TLR. We've got the roster on the screen here. It's Seeds on Medic, Zambz on Demo Man, Rons is playing Roma, Brudge. We were scared this morning. I was talking about in the pre-show. We were like, Brudge, he has food poisoning. He's been throwing up all night and will not be playing today. They actually even played a warm-up scrim, did TLR, with KN instead. But now, Brudge is back. And he was looking actually surprisingly okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got food poisoning, that drains you
Yeah.
from every single orifice. But he came back, and he has been firing on all cylinders. I'm not sure he looks 100%, but he's certainly acting it.
He is all smiles, actually, surprisingly so. He looks fine. Then, of course, you've got Flick on Scout alongside Nevo as well. This is a triple French threat here on TLR, and they're all looking really good runs, bringing so much energy to this team. Seeds now looking to break. He's already broken his LAN third place curse. This is his highest ever LAN placing. From here on out, it's just better. I think it is actually the highest LAN placing for all of these guys combined. Now, hello guys. Maybe this is the crazy thing for production. What if we pulled up a Witness Gaming roster? Real
That would be crazy. I'd love to see some numbers.
Would be crazy. They're pointing at me and they're getting mad. We're catching JMax out. We have to feel a little bit.
But I mean, we could talk about the players without seeing the numbers.
There they are.
There we are. So we've got Auto on the medic, of course, just coming back from quite a recent piss, and I think he's ready and raring to go. You got Domo, who's been around for so long, as you can say, of a lot of these players. Pappy, of course, he's on a pocket soldier. Then you got Silentes, Tomas, and Ixie, and that's a tasty roster. It's a roster you could have seen years and years ago, and not be at all surprised that they'd be playing in tournaments and games like this.
It is, in my mind, at least a contender for the best European roster of all time. I think with this win, it probably cements them as the best European roster of all time. No other roster in history of Europe has had a dominant run like this. I think Silentes firmly now, I think finally, we should be able to say this, that he is the best European roamer of all time. Pappy as well,
MG Mike,
cementing
step
himself.
aside.
Pappy, I think people, like, even more so as time continues to pass, Pappy's resume continues to get closer and closer to Cadis's as well.
Yeah.
We kind of look at as the default best, European team leader of all time. Pappy now, with this LAN victory, could just kind of cement himself as a direct comparison to Cadis.
Yeah, I mean, there are leagues in this, right? And you put players of a certain pedigree on a pedestal, and he is one of those. He is up there with the greats.
We're going to have to see how he performs tonight, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome. It's poLAND Winter 2024. We're in the grand finals. It's Last Resort versus Witness Gaming. We're on map number 1 of Snakewater, and it's zambz and it's Domo rolling out. We're shooting some sickies already, boys.
Yeah, nice bit of early attrition there. No, they're just feeling each other out. We see this on every single Snakewater. The first round, everyone's just sitting pretty, staying nice and healthy, smattering things back and forth, and waiting for somebody to make a slip up, make the first move. And it looks like Brugman wants to impact a little bit of pressure.
Brudge is swarming straight in onto Auto, and he should just be able to find that kill. Ixie down as well, as all of Witness is falling. Pappy salvages with a kill onto Seeds, but that is so many dead members on Witness. All 6 of them falling, and TLR taking the first mid-fight.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, really well fought by then. That little bit of early distraction, managed to get Brugman coming with that huge bomb and completely nullified 3 of the Witness Gaming players with the amount of eyes that he drew there. So, yeah, really, really solid from them. But they are looking to take the momentum forward, but losing Seeds really does not help that.
Seeds dies quite late into the mid-fight as well, but look at Witness. They want no time to spare, and they might actually just take down zambz ahead of the rest of his team. Caught out now, no Demo Man down. It is even Ubers. Seeds has managed to build that tiny disad that he gained, or sort of, contracted.
Yeah, losing zambz is really not great here, of course. You really need him to lock down, and Witness Gaming are just stomping out of there with no stickies present.
But it is still taking down initially. It's a lot of damage. Domo dead as well. Ron's the only one to fall, and Witness maybe perhaps getting a little bit overconfident there. E going forwards, trying to bust through. Flick dangerously low. There's a scout chasing him in choke. Should be fine for now. Wanting, no, Tomas finds his prey. We're back on second him, and Brudge doing work onto Pappy. It's a lot of players falling on both sides, but Tomas is on a 4K in the backlines. Someone finally cleans him up, but that's another kill onto Seeds. Auto is 90%, and they're walking in alone with Sil here.
Yeah, this is
Oh
my god! Silentes, you can't teach that. He hits those. Nevo goes down, and Witness Gaming put in a very solid position. Their spawners now coming up. They want to get into mid ASAP. Nevo, a brutal 10-second spawn wave.
This is TLR on the back foot. They're going onto mid, but they have to force out this Uber so quick. Silentes hiding in kitchen already. The bombs from Rons comes in. It's a lot of damage, but onto Tomas. Doesn't quite fall down. Flick with a nice little meat shot onto Pappy. It's a lot of damage, and the Uber now comes out. Brudge has to try and run away, and he's doing it successfully. Just keep Seeds alive here. As Witness, they lose Silentes, but down both soldiers. I wonder if they want to keep chasing this. They've been playing this so aggressively.
As soon as they've guaranteed that they're going to deny those forward spawners, they're going to want to charge ahead. Pretty rapid there, but it looks instead like they want to build their Uber charge up and go in on an equal fight there. They are at a 30% deficit as it stands.
Seeds now building up his Uber charge. It's about 90%, and TLR, counting moves correctly, could be looking for a dot push. Witness expecting it though. There's stickies everywhere. zambz is going to go through as the Ubers pop onto the soldier. They go, and it's a lot of damage onto Pappy, but he's distracted this Uber for a long time, and Auto has run away from the hill. Sil is behind, and he's found the kill onto Flick. Now, counter Uber can come out of Auto here. Still hasn't popped. Silentes coercing the rest of TLR bound to the backline, but the rockets onto Nevo again are crazy.
I mean, when you can push a scout back in a fight like that when he's on the high ground, and you can keep him distracted for that long, that is really something special. Tomas does get picked off by Rons. And Silentes, oh, that's a huge air shot from Rons onto Silentes. Both players really flexing their muscles.
Yeah, this is air shot coming across from both sides on both teams. Seeds still only 70% Uber, and Auto has 100% here. They could play around it. You can see Witness instead rotating onto grass, taking control of second, and TLR, they kind of have to back out. They found some kills, enough to delay Witness, but Silentes has chosen the sniper. He's been favoring a lot this sniper pick recently, but he's going to have a bit of a walk. He spawned on second. We're going to be a minute.
Yeah, he elected not to wait for that forward spawn. He's just having a little bit of a think. He's a short walk to clear his mind, and they are going to look to try and disassemble this last resort defense here. They're going to try and get a nice early angle, try and get a couple picks, and worm their way in. It looks like left side is the medicine of choice.
Gun spammed down by Pappy earlier means that this should be a little bit easier for Silentes to come in, but you can see how aggressive zambz is being with this spam, as Sil really wants to peek that corner, but it's difficult. Those stickies from zambz right around. Instead, electing to charge up that shot. Should anyone come into a sight line? Nope. No. Spam from drop down. It's Silentes. He's peeking. We're trying to go forward.
They've got it.
He sees a scout, and he hits the body shot onto Nevo. Can open the door now for a further, more aggressive pick. Runs, bombing up through drop down. He's actually playing this so aggressively. He fights in. He just needs to hit the rockets, and he does. But he gets traded off there by Ixie.
Yeah, it could have been so free. That trade is a real temperament to them. But they are just one player down on both sides, Rons and Silentes.
Pappy now goes straight in because he's managed to spam down the gun, and Sil shot into the air. Means that the force comes out. Yes, it's 2-3 kills even onto Witness, but now Auto is running away. TLR have to take second here and stall out this Uber before it can be used to push into their last.
Yeah, those are some really long spawns on the side Witness gaming as well. So TLR, they need to be so far forward. They need to be utilizing this sniper to try and lock down any angle the medic might come from. And it looks like the cab is going to go their way very quickly with the rollers out coming from Witness gaming.
It's still in on to Cheese, and does manage to find the kill on Brudgman as well. Drops down dangerously low there, but gets bowed up by Auto once again. Still 50% advantage here for the side of Witness, and it's just 100% advantage because the soldiers crunch all the way onto TLR. It's 2 up now. Flick and Nevo, the scouts, have to hold on their own. Second cap still needs to come out. It's not quite to the end yet, but Auto hasn't popped the super. They can just go right back in.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a good shift of momentum there. Pappy and Silentes managed to cover the entire ground of lobby with their rockets and eliminate those last resort players. Silentes does pay the ultimate price for it, but they are looking at a full Uber advantage going into this last hold of TLR.
See Witness posturing around shutters, getting ready for a push, trying to decipher the best angle. It's Nevo on sniper, has to find a shot immediately, but unfortunately the players are already Ubered. Sentry gun taken down as now cap time comes across on the point. It's Tomas standing on it. No TLR members falling quite yet, but there are so many low health bars on both sides. It's actually 2 kills from Witness coming across, but now Domo crunches alone on top of this point. No one to contest him, with the rest of Witness follow through, and they clean up for round number 1 of the grand finals.
Yeah, that was pretty swish. They took so much early damage Witness, but then all those TLR players stacked that onto the point, and then they got absolutely ran through the meat grinder, and that is round 2 Witness gaming.
Such a disgusting rocket there from zambz, but that force onto Seeds was so heads up. I feel like Witness is the only team this tournament so far I've seen that's really been able to deal with that sentry gun spot properly and been able to take it down, opening that sack onto the medic. Really good stuff from them.
Yeah, absolutely. They're flexing their muscles and they are doing it well. So going into our second mid now, of course, the Demo Men exchanging a little bit of spam. Is it going to be a similar mid again from TLR?
To see its early damage onto Auto once again on this mid fight, but Grudge going all the way behind into enemy kitchen, and he does just barely look to just lose the 1v1 because Thomas goes in. Ron's taken down as well. It's only 1 kill for Syl here going down, and Flick is super low. TLR bleed out players as they try to go for flanks but don't find anything but their own demise.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very similar approach TLR took there to that first mid. And Witness, they got a little bit wise to it. They were discussing it on the rollout, obviously, and they managed to get them down with decent momentum in hand. Seeds did manage to get out with that full Uber, so it is going to be an equal exchange on this last point.
You can see the bomb comes in straight away from Happy, trying to get in before the sentry gun is built. This is something he was talking about a lot.
Yes.
I got to sit and watch the Snakewater game between TLR, or rather Madam, and the Frenchies, and Pappy constantly explaining these guys for not bombing in earlier. Grudge gets a kill onto Syl, and that's Ixie going down as well. Seeds is trying to juke and dodge, but he ends up having to pop this Uber. Pappy manages to find that. Now Auto is in a lot of trouble, gets taken down as well. It's just 2 up. Auto has to keep running away with Thomas. They get this force, but they lose control of second, and now Witness, they have a lot more ground to cover with this Uber.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredibly dominant Uber there from TLR, but Witness managed to sneak Auto out with his scout in tow, and they are ready to come straight back in when their spawners are in and about.
Syl's just in through
Oh my
window,
God,
but Ron's will have none of it. The damage from Flick takes down Auto with the drop, and now TLR look to be just oh so fine. Seeds is still 50%, and
It's
so we are
okay.
not going to push quite
Okay,
yet.
chill out.
Walking into Storm, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're feeling it out. They know that the threat of that Demo Man not quite as far forward as you would expect. He's just trapped onto that point there. So TLR, oh, but Brugman does go down on that catwalk.
Ron's bombing in onto Saw as well, getting a lot of early damage done to Witness. Ixie all the way down to 10 HP, but the Uber from Seeds is not quite there yet. And that means that Witness can find so many picks, both soldiers going down. Pappy is in onto Seeds. Seeds just about gets the Uber, but look at the rockets he's hitting. That's another one onto Flick. Just 2 alive. Seeds is on his own with the Demo Man, has to pop it on zambz. This is a demo solo Uber that he has now abandoned. Pappy's body blocking him, but he manages to get out.
Yeah, Bronze and Brugman sees his knights in shining armor. When you've got a player like zambz and Pappy who have such incredible game IQ, the way they position themselves, and once they get there, the rockets they hit, it's an infuriating thing to come up against if you're on the side TLR.
This is now Auto with 100% Uber advantage. Only 50, actually, that's not the mince words here. But Nevo on this sniper is going to have to find some sort of a shot here in order to keep or help his team stay in this round. Right now, the Ubers pop through shutters, and Nevo not quite able to find anything, but the bomb's coming in. It's actually Pappy taken down instantly on this push from Witness Gaming. Decent damage onto Ron, so he can just walk back in. That is no space taken at all by Witness Gaming with that soldier shut down. TLR sitting pretty with 100% themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they knew that it wasn't going to work, so they're just getting themselves back. TLR coming in with the Uber advantage now.
I think that's a zambz in behind. He just gets traded with Flick. Scary stuff there, but now it's Witness trying to delay this Uber for as much as possible, deny the ground that TLR can take, but Happy dropping quite low. It's only 1 round up for Witness here, and 18 minutes left. TLR still very much can just be in this game, but they need to start finding some kills. They have this advantage. Probably waiting for Flick here as they want to push in onto second, but the time is ticking down on this Uber advantage. Auto now 70%.
Yeah, I mean, they did a really good job of getting out without popping that Uber charge, but with things equalizing, they're taking things nice and slow. It looks like they want Witness to make the first move here, but they don't look too keen either, so I could be seeing them staring at each other for a little bit, trying to figure out what the next move is going to be, and it looks to be Pappy and Domo making their way forward on the side Witness.
Domo and Pappy now in through shutters, but zambz air shot again by the TLR soldiers who deny any attempt of a bomb huge rocket onto Domo there as well, taking him down super low. And that lets Brudgman come through on to Valley. It's a cleanup kill onto Pappy as well. 2 down now for the side of Witness, and this is prompting TLR to edge towards this catwalk here. Stickies have to be watched out for, but that's a soldier in behind. It's Ron's doing a lot of damage and forcing out the Uber. It is Brudge going down as well, and that means no soldiers here for the TLR Uber. Instead, it's a solo onto Nevo, I assume, in this sword, taking the 1v1 with Tomas. This is your GOAT?
He makes it look so easy. Tomas falls at his feet, and you just see TLR really coming into their own here. 3 players left alive from a Witness on this mid-fight, and the last resort are going to look to gun them down as quickly as possible as Auto runs for the hills.
This is 3 down, including a demo man for Witness. I don't think they can hold on to second. Happy now, grouping up with the rest of his team. Auto, his only hope, I think, is building up a bit more of an Uber ad. As Witness, I think they might be looking to contest second. They're definitely coming onto balcony, but TLR now have to take the space. There's a battle in the air as the soldiers bomb in on both sides. Neither one's really finding a kill, but it's a lot of space taken. Tomas taken down here, as now both soldiers on the TLR are finding some frags. There's a kill onto Domo here, as Scout drops dangerously low as Ixie. Ron's rejoining his team, but that's 3 down now for Witness. It's even Ubers, but at what cost?
They have so much momentum. TLR, 2 players left alive on the side of Witness Gaming. They're looking to tie this up. They're so desperate for those spawners to come in, but the last resort are in so quickly. Uber is popped by Witness Gaming, and the return from TLR. This is so tense.
It is Domo up already. The soldiers spawn in 3 seconds. Nevo is finding a follow-up kill with his scout partner in Flick. It's another kill onto Ixie. Now no scouts. Pappy has the bomb in onto the point. It's all onto the projectile classes for Witness, and they're dropping so low. Auto 45 HP. Nevo is looking to tie this up, and the arrow kill onto Auto from Seeds. Nevo still fancies this fight. It's 100 HP soldier and Pappy. He's hitting 1 rocket. He gets another spawner, and I think Nevo has to run away. He cannot win this 1v1. I say,
no,
he's doing so much damage, down 5 HP, and he goes down to Seeds. Seeds is out, but he has a ginormous advantage. There's another push in this.
There is definitely another push in this. TLR are excited. They are so amped and ready to go. That was really good from Nevo. They were managing to get Seeds out right at the death of that fight was something really special, and they can be pretty confident in trying to have another go again.
TLR now edging towards this shutter as the Uber's coming straight in onto the gun. Taken down instantly there by zambz as the point capture already over half. Heavy shooting and doing a lot of damage, but also taking damage in return. This pipes from zambz are doing so much work, but Brudge is cleaned up as well. This Heavy on the point is the only one holding it, but now there's only 1 scout. Nevo has to find it. Auto with an arrow kill of his own, but Domo's so weak. Nevo has to hit these shots. If he can just get onto the point, it's a round captured on the board for the last resort, turning up 15 minutes, and it is anyone's game.
We have a game on our hands. That was incredible from TLR. They got knocked back a peg, and they came straight back into it, and they absolutely demolished that. It was looking a little bit ropey, but they stuck to what they know. They focus fired, and they put it over the line. We are in a 1-1, map 1.
It is all on the line to play for. We were talking about this in the pregame, that this, if there's a map to win of the first 3 maps for TLR, it is probably this one. We're looking at these other 2 later maps, and it just seems like it's so much easier for Witness. But on this Snakewater, TLR are stepping up and showing that they can take it to Witness. Brudge with the bomb to shut down Auto. Seeds is 70% and is so full HP. Flick is taken down by Pappy. We have to watch out because Tomas is still in, and TLR do not want to fight the 5 EM classes of Witness Gaming right yet.
I mean, those are a scary 5 individuals to be running at, even when they don't have the heals. And of course, there's a real big question mark as to how viable that fight would actually be. So Witness, in spite of losing their medic, do take the mid fight, but it is a full Uber advantage. 2 seeds on TLR, and they're going to want to get in there pretty rapid and hopefully capitalize 2 points. But there are some stickies present.
Stickies are taken care of. However, it's a fight in lower here as Witness Gaming have to deal with Runs running in behind and taking down Ixie. Seal is dead as well from Brudge, sending in their soldiers on the flank here to TLR. Now Tomas is in behind himself, I guess, trying to make something happen, but he's split from the team. Just going to go for a back cap. We're going to have to watch the point capture rate because the Uber comes out of Seeds, and I think that means that TLR have to run back. They want to deny this Tomas capping. Flick is juggled by the rockets in choke, and I think Tomas, honestly, is just going to get this second capture. There are respawns on last. Brudgman rolling out as well. We have to watch out. Now Tomas putting the game and his team on his back, slowing this down so much. They get the Uber out. Auto's 100%.
Yeah, I mean, Pappy was a really good doorman there, managing to lock off and let them take that back cap in place, shifting the momentum back into their hand. Witness Gaming here, 30% Uber advantage, and they have got something to say to TLR.
They're going to have to get into second first. You can see this is still just the scout on last being such a pest. Taken down by Rons, finally, but that allows TLR to come in. No soldier on second means that I think they're probably just going to have to give this up. Look at Sil. He has such a good angle here onto Seeds. He can shoot so many rockets.
God.
He doesn't have the Uber.
No.
And he comes in and crunches him down. Now the Uber advantage for Witness is back to 100%. But you can see them regrouping onto grass, keeping Auto safe from the bombs of TLR.
Yeah, TLR won't really want to return the favor onto Auto, but he is so wise to what they are trying to do. That was brutal. 4 rockets off, completely unknown, coming in and getting Seeds eliminated from that fight. Witness Gaming taking this second point, looking to be pretty rapid into last. They have got an 80% Uber advantage here, and they are going to want to use it to its fullest potential.
This is Witness's golden ticket to a 1-round lead here on the first map of the grand finals. Nubis is coming in, and once again, Nevo is just going to have to be on sniper staring at invincible players. But this time, TLR are all in their spawn. There is no ground gain for them as the heavy now comes out. But this is a lot of spam coming across from Witness, but they haven't claimed any space. They're sat so far back. Decent damage onto Brudge, though. And this is now Domo walking forward. Silentes as well, and the bomb comes in. The crunch from TLR finding everyone but Auto and Domo. We have to walk out. Seeds, he's got his Uber advantage back.
Yeah,
This is the soldier in!
That could have been sticky, couldn't it? They're so hungry. They want it so bad. Domo's doing an excellent job of staying away those last resort players and keeping his medic up and alive.
This is now, because of the extra damage, Auto's actually all the way to 75%. I'm not sure if TLR can push this with an advantage anymore. It should be very easy for Witness to kite out this tiny amount of advantage. You see Flick just spotting in Saw, but he's going to have to be careful. The soldier's bombing him in, but not hitting any rockets. Instead, it's Flick finding the kill onto Still. But the Uber comes out, the trade for both sides, but Domo just pipes him. I wonder what happened in Saw. Miscommunication, maybe, because this is almost a complete wipe here for TLR.
Yeah, I mean, 3 players going back for that soldier, leaving the medic completely stuck. He got forced with absolutely no support around him whatsoever. That was painful.
I am so confused about how in the world that happened. Must have been some kind of miscommunication. I was talking about golden ticket before onto last. I think this is actually it, as the soldiers on TLR are bombing through, and they actually managed to deny 1 onto Pappy. Witness Gaming are still in. Somehow this point isn't captured. Somehow we're still in this, but now Witness are streaming back in. The round capture is so close, but the bomb from Rons, the rack attack in chat, and we get a clean up. Somehow TLR hang on to a miracle.
They are clinging on by an absolute thread. That was, again, I'm not quite sure how they managed to recover that situation, but my God, they did.
This is, that was terrifying.
That
was the freest round for Witness I've ever seen, and somehow we managed to cling on to it. Now Silentes up on the sniper is going to look to take away this Uber charge of Seeds that is slowly building up to 100%.
Yeah, I mean, TLR should be pretty wise to this at this point. This is something you see a lot, particularly out of players like Silentes, but they're looking to go in pretty rapid. Uber popped very early onto zambz.
It is an early Uber pop onto zambz, but actually 2 drop here. zambz as well as TLR, or rather Rons, falling down, and that means the TLR push is not going to go any further. Nevo found as well, and Witness responded perfectly to the Uber advantage fight here from the side of TLR.
Yeah, absolutely. Witness Gaming have got their boot tied, and they are stomping forward, ready to make their impression onto the last resort. They're going so quickly into this lobby. Nevo still not up, and trying to minimize the amount of time that TLR have to get their defenses set up. But they are at a 50% Uber advantage, and they are looking to go pretty rapid.
This is a 50% advantage here for Witness Gaming. Zuba's coming out through shutters once again. Sentry gun taken down by Domo, who just gets picked off by Nevo. And now, no Demo Man on this push. It's Ron's cleaned up, however, but the health, Witness Gaming, once again, are not finding the space here on this last. Stuck onto this right side, and that is another flubbed Uber advantage push. Soldier goes in, arrow kill onto Nevo. But that's just about it. 2 players up on second here. Auto has to run for the hills. Once again, it's Siege with 100% advantage out of last.
I mean, this is very consistently exciting. Speaking of exciting, coming with a huge bomb is going to be Pappy, making a little bit of space, trying to make it as tricky as possible. But Rougeman gets air shot. That was tasty.
Don't do that to the Rouge, as now TLR have reflected the bomb in from Pappy. This is a kill for them as well. Silentes sitting in window, but he is just going to be spotted by a scout right away, and he's going to have to abandon all of his plans of going in behind. TLR being quite slow about this. They had a giant ad to push with, but now it's equalizing all the way back up, not wanting to take that trade, or that fight rather, on mid, letting Witness build it up. And we are in even Ubers.
Yeah, that 30-second advantage being lost by TLR there. Maybe they just need a little bit of time to reset, have a think about how they want to approach it, because these fights have been super duper chaotic. And when you've got players like Pappy jumping behind and just shooting rockets and nullifying your scouts, it makes your job incredibly hard.
Makes it incredibly difficult here now for TLR. It is 1-1 with 7 minutes on the board. Slentes peeking, poking in through Saw, not quite finding anything, as a Brudgeman is just sitting up on this pipe here. Scout friend as well in tow. We have to see Witness sending in a soldier straight in onto Seeds, and he gets knocked down. Seeds holds as Runs has found a kill into Ixie as well. He's broken in through. Tomas going in behind to respond, but Runs can just come straight through. No, he just about misses it, and instead he's out. 2 kills here though for TLR, because they're posturing around Saw. They might be looking to take this trade straight through.
Yeah, definitely. That initial bomb looked really, really ropey.
But there's people bombing in through Kitchen here instead, but Ron's shooting the wrong targets. It is a kill onto Domo, however. I think that should be it for now. It's Flick falling as well. Uses 2 down. No Demo Man, though, for Witness, but they're looking to push in through grass either way.
Yeah, definitely. They're taking an awful lot of damage from these TLR players. They are definitely in a positional advantage here, and both medics with the Ubercharger could be looking for a trade here as Ron's and Flick still not back in the fray.
That's Ixie taken down. It's such a low health bar on TLR, but once again, the 2-man sack for Witness doesn't find its mark, and now we are back on mid, but Brudge this time has actually managed to find his way in through Catwalk. Needs a bow, though, up on top, and he is getting spammed here by Witness, but this is space now created.
Yeah, he was stuck in the mud for an awful long time there. TLR not quite getting in as quickly as they could have done, and Witness Gaming were put in a slightly favourable position. TLR going to have to back out and cut their losses with Flick at the back of that respawn queue. It's still 1-1. We've seen not very much last for a game of Snakewater.
Round timer, not game timer, is on at 2 minutes 30, meaning we go back to mid in that time, I say, but Silentes has just bombed in and found a force onto Seeds. This means that Witness are walking right back, but not if Ron says anything to say about it. Forget about your advantages. I'm going to force your head as well.
If there's one player to do it, it's got to be him. He has got a little bit of superstar factor about him, and he is the raccoon.
He is the raccoon. Racketchats in chat. You guys must. I actually can see you, chat. You're not spamming Rackattack. Disappointed in you. If I had mod, I'd be banning all of you, but unfortunately it's been removed from my possession.
Right, back into the fray. Ron's back with his team on this second point, ready to try and disrupt this Witness Gaming push. It's going to be an early bomb in from Silentes. He's in cheese, trying to make it as tricky as possible for TLR.
He's taking 1v1 with this Scout and winning out against Flick, but Pappy traded in return. It is still a Silentes in behind onto zambz, and is taking down that Demo Man. Is Witness Gaming. Now they're peeking ever so slightly further forwards through Saw, but still not feeling it. Round timer ticking down. Minute and 20 seconds here. Have to keep in mind, Ron's so low. Look at Domo. This is a funny angle.
Hello, don't see him coming. He has finally been spotted, Tobaz and his medic in tow. TLR now just looking to spam them, try and stop them from getting any closer, but they are taking an awful lot of damage. Witness in this lower area.
It is 100% Uber for both teams as the soldiers now bombing in, trying to fight Seeds once again, but Seeds dropping down into lower, survives on full HP, and that is the call for Witness to run away. Even Ubers still for both teams. One player down, still has to be careful as well, not to be taken down. We're back onto middle. We're back where we started. 45 seconds here, Meerkat.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be something done pretty quick. I mean, TLR, they're probably quite happy to let it reset back to a mid, because then the momentum can shift back in their favor. They can hope to get the midpoint and that second. And they have looked pretty strong in these mid fights, but that last one obviously did not quite go their way. And it looks like Witness seems to be reasonably happy with sitting here too.
Witness now, they're gearing up for a trade, run the timer down as much as possible and then go for it. You have nothing to lose here. Worst case, you go back on to middle here as now we're in. Tomas doing a lot of early damage here. It's zambz taking the punishment, actually dropping down super, super low, but the counter pop comes in and now from both sides, but it's zambz drop early on in the fight. So is Ixie finding runs, and now 2 down for TLR means that the point surely should be capped, and this is an advantage in the favor of Witness. zambz, he's so low, but the rocket from Brudge just barely saves his life. Witness are storming in through left side, and there is no TLR members. Domo can set up the stickies on the point. Soldier bombs in, does a lot of damage. TLR trying to hold on to zambz and Rond with the rocket, but they forget about the point, and that's Ixie taking a round. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It's not over yet, but we are dangerously close.
Yeah, definitely. Particularly with the cadence of this game, TLR have got to be firing on all cylinders as soon as they show up to this mid. They want that momentum. They want it back in their hands. They need to try and take 2 points right at the start, and then they can have 1, maybe 2 cracks at getting into Witness's last and equaling this out.
I have to see now. Replays running, of course, but we are back on to middle here. Potentially the final one of this game. TLR have to tie it up to take us to a golden cap, save themselves from losing map number 1. It's early damage onto Flick so far. Ron sitting behind was a lot of damage onto Tomas as the bombs now come forwards, trying to capitalize on this weak scout in choke, but Tomas loses the fight to Runs, doesn't have HP to follow it up though, and the rest of TLR sitting quite far backwards. There is one soldier in kitchen, it is Silentes, but he can't cook up much at the moment. Auto is so low in choke and he's taken down by TLR. Now they have a medic kill. zambz survives the mid fight. Pappy and Saw is going to have to find something here.
All things considered, this is a real best case scenario for the last resort. Witness Gaming, they have got Domo setting up stickies on that second. He's going to try and get, you know, at least 1 early pick to try and slow down that momentum with the last resort. They have got a full Uber advantage, and they are going to look to maximize it as best they can. They're not trying anything too funky at the minute, just looking to circulate those buffs and then have a look, see what Witness Gaming are doing and how they want to look and disassemble it.
Witness spent a lot of time trying to bust the last of TLR. We'll have to see if TLR have the answer here. It's the Uber coming straight out once again onto the sentry gun. Sniper of Tomas doesn't find anything. Instead, swapping onto the heavy, and it is zambz doing damage across on the enemy side, but the health bars for TLR just not there. Witness are hitting so much damage as Tomas firing on all cylinders. It's another kill for him. Bomb comes through from Rond, but he just doesn't find any frags. Sil has to run for the hills. Is zambz walking back 16%, 40 seconds left. TLR get one last try against the full Uber charge.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be bloody tight, isn't it? You saw zambz doing such a good job of shutting down that left-hand door, but the cap was sort of neglected that entire time before those players get out, and then they had so much time to get back onto the TLR players and eliminate as many as they could.
TLR are in, and they force out the Uber immediately, but it is Flick paying for that with his life. Clean up onto zambz, and now the Granary expert is coming through on a 3K already. It is Witness stamping their authority on map number 1. But in a game we expected to be separated by miles, we are separated by inches.
And seconds. I mean, that was really, really impressive. I think the last resort really flexed their muscles against the old boys, and they looked very strong coming into this series. This is, of course, their map pick, so they would really be hoping to win it. And as we've talked about before, Witness Gaming, we'd hope they'd, you know, require a little bit of warm-up time. But TLR, unfortunately, not able to capitalize this time around.
We were very, very close to a 2-2 there. Yep. Anything can happen on a golden cap, of course. But it is Witness Gaming taking that first map immediately. Big shout-outs to the soldiers, Rons and Brudge, really doing work there on to the enemy team, doing everything that they can.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Ixie and Tomas, and those are 2 players that you really do not want running at you. But then Rons and Bruges were hitting these really nice rockets and trying to keep them as far away from zambz as possible. And I think that credited them really well, particularly when you had those scrappy fights and the medic survival was super, super imperative. And that is, again, something that's really going to come into play on this next map, Granary. It's all about survival of the medics, denying those soldiers, and then talking, focus firing.
This is a map where I am a lot more worried for TLR. Compared to Snakewater, where we have seen a lot of even games, I think Granary, this is a Witness map, and it becomes really scary now for TLR. They are forced now to win on enemy territory. Unless they expect themselves to be able to fire back on product, This is a map where they have to do everything they can to try and stay in this game. Going 2-0 down. Remember, this is a best of 5. You can't afford to lose this map and still win the series, but that reverse sweep, it's almost happened to Witness before.
It has.
Almost saw it at Arcadia, but I think this time maybe it's going to be a long, long road for TLR.
I mean, they've got Solentis and Pappy, but we can get very much into that after a very short break.
poLAND 2024. We just watched a very close Snakewater between Witness and TLR. Now, Witness ended up taking that one. We are headed on to Granary here for game number 2 of the finals, Meerkat.
Yeah, I'm excited for Granary. It's a map where you really see players like Pappy and Sil coming out of their shell. And not that they weren't on the first map, obviously. They're very much firing on all cylinders, as we keep repeating. But I'm really excited to see. It is their map pick, Witness Gaming. TLR did lose their map pick last time around. So it's got a lot of potential to be a spicy game.
Shoutouts to Triple Punk, who has successfully downed himself at Desperados in the background.
I remember my first beer as well.
I do too. I can't believe it. Now, back on to the Granary game. You're talking about Sil and Pappy, and I think it is because we always talk about Granary as if it is a soldier map.
Yep.
But the wing is in the game, and I feel like people always forget this on the broadcast, as Winger exists, and Granary is a lot less of a soldier map than it used to be, but we are just live and straight in to map number 2 of the poLAND 2024 Grand Finals here. Last Resort are looking to retort against Witness Gaming as they lost the first map. We're in onto middle, and it's Sam sticking his own pack.
He was expecting that early soldier bomb. He's got a little bit of fear in him, but that means that he knows how to anticipate these plays. He's got the huge high bomb coming in from Solentes, already landing right on top of Seeds, manages to eliminate right to the start of that mid-fight. They are put in an excellent position early doors.
This is Auto as well, running so far back into his ramp room. Now TLR, zambz finding a huge pipe onto Pappy there, and so much damage actually onto Auto. TLR not quite chasing this, but they do have 5 fragging classes, allowing TLR and Seeds collectively to get this forward spawn position, but it is Auto now. 100%. The Witness will be looking to push this right back in, but runs, bombs in, and gets that super quick kill. And a bomb in, getting the force across. Now zambz dead as well, so is Nevo. They're finding 3 with Zuba, but Seeds is up alive and fine. Ooh, Flick is doing some Flick stuff. Oh, okay, he's been spotted.
Yeah, he's engaging in tomfoolery. He wants to create a little bit of anxiety for the opposition players and try and uproot them as best he can. It is a reasonably even Uber situation there. That was really, really chaotic. That force for Witness with 2 players down, nowhere near the fray whatsoever. And then the number of frags they managed to convert back onto TLR was palpable.
So aggressive, walking in on second here and finds that early kill in onto zambz as well. Now, that aggression from the demo man of Domo means that it's even Ubers, but there's so many players falling so low. Witness still have to deal with flicking behind, but there's just so many members on the points and they just get the round!
Yes, when you've just got Nevo on beam, ready to defend that point, I think maybe Flick might catch a little bit of flame in voice comms for that. That's not ideal, but some excellent and brazen gameplay there from Domo.
Witness just catching out TLR, not expecting the aggression coming forward. We were talking about this at the beginning of Snakewater as well. We were seeing a surprisingly aggressive Witness, really willing to punish these small mistakes from TLR. Did it a couple times in Snakewater where it got responded to by the Last Resort, and they kind of stopped being as aggressive, started respecting them a little more. But I think the disrespect and the egos coming back in, Witness Gaming are showing that they can just take all of your arm, give them your finger.
Yeah, definitely, and they are looking to not tap the brakes at all in this series. Lentes does go down, but at the expense of Ron's and Flick's life, and Brewman trying to make a little bit of something out. Nothing does get picked off high in the sky.
This is a mid-fight victory here for Witness. Pappy goes in and deals a lot of damage. Witness are barreling forwards as Tomas finding the kill. Now Seeds has to run for the hills as 100 HP Pappy chasing down his former teammate with a rocket onto him as well. So many players falling. TLR cannot stop this Witness bulldozer.
Yeah, I mean, I would not like to be staring down at that Pappy bomb as a solo medic. Regardless of how close you are to your spawn, I'm not sure you're going to slip away from that one. So full Uber advantage in the hand. Witness Gaming, no buffs for the last resort on their last, trying to defend themselves as best they can. Nevo on the sniper wants to disrupt this Witness push.
Nevo now, all eyes on him, but the push should come out quite quickly here for the side of Witness. They're just buffing up, trying to go through here. Here's Domo now, gets the Uber, comes in and shoots down this sentry gun straight away. Does fall. Now Heavy should come up as well for the side of TLR, but the bomb from Pappy comes in, stuffing all of TLR into a corner. Lot of damage dealt, but actually Witness not quite taking the space just yet, needing to find the kills, but it looks like they will just prevail once again. It is Ixie standing on top. Still 3 TLR members up, but the swarm of Witness are coming through, collapsing in on the point, and it's another round on the board for Witness.
Yeah, that was a Mexican standoff with all of the last resort players stuck right in the middle of them. And you get to see again, lovely little bit of sweep up from Pappy. That really changed the course of that round for Witness Gaming. They are now 2-0 up, looking very, very comfortable. A stark difference to the last map.
We are now 2-0 up for Witness. Very fast as well, as TLR are just being shown aggression after aggression, not able to respond. Back onto middle here, this time Domo electing to go up high. You can see zambz sticking to his lower side rollout, but Spammer coming across. Domo sitting up top, spotting out the rest of TLR for his team. But the rocket from Grudge!
My
Don't
God.
you ever dare, Tomas!
Tomas who? I mean, that was sexy.
That was nice.
Yeah. But yes, going on straight onto that point is the last resort. Witness Gaming obviously got terrified by that aggression from Brewman and made their way as far away as possible. So going to get the mid cap. Ooh, he's a man on fire.
That is a kill onto Pappy as well. Means another player down here for Witness. Even Ubers though, probably just looking at a sack for the side of TLR. We're sitting around in choke, trying to pick an angle, trying to see where we want to go in with this sack. Grudgeman now jumping up high, trying to go forwards and land onto someone. He does see some damage onto Domo, drops him so low and finds the kill on the Demo Man. Now, not as much choke holding ability for the side of Witness, but they're losing. They're bleeding players as well. Their health is draining because TLR are storming forwards here onto Yard.
Yeah, that was a pretty excellent opening there. Witness looking to make a name for themselves. The Uber charge does come out. Caesar has still not popped yet. He's still so healthy.
Now Ron's is hiding behind this. Uber will fade from Auto.
Oh,
he
he's
gets juggled
juggled
as well, and he just falls down. It's a kill into Tomas as well. Bomb comes forward here from Silentes. Pappy going down. Now Sil, he's sitting there by Zed. He's so low, but he's denied by Rons. Again, don't even try it, boy.
Yeah, Ixie on that back cap as well, trying to make it as disruptive as possible onto TLR, shifting that momentum. That is awful.
Don't cease. Stop your annoyance. As TLR now sitting a very pretty big advantage. One player down as well, but we need to build up this Uber before we push in. 70% here for Seeds.
Yeah, definitely. They are going to want to charge in with this. Have not had a lot of time to fortify their defenses on this last Witness, but they are going to do as best they can. And Tomas, up on that sniper, wants to create a real ruckus to this TLR aggression.
Have to see if he can find the shot to shut down this push. Uber comes in onto zambz, and he is shut down instantly, immediately. The Uber charge push goes away for the side of TLR because that demo got shot up and shot down.
Yeah, it was a two-man procedure, but zambz definitely eliminated early doors from that exchange. But there's a player on the last cap. They need to go back, try and eliminate him. Is Ron's trying to create a little bit of a nuisance of himself, something he is excelling at. Pappy manages to sweep 2 up, and they make their way into second, trying to get out here as TLR run.
TLR not able to stem the aggression from Witness Gaming. Now they have a 50% advantage here, taking control of second. You can see them already on yard. zambz has some stickies up on mid, but we're going to have to try and not lose our demo. TLR still posturing kind of around towards middle.
Yeah, they're not looking to go without a fight, but as soon as they see that early aggression, as soon as they see a couple players that they can't keep track of, they just want to get as far away as possible, try and minimize a bit of insurance and get back, have a decent hold on that second in their yard.
It is now 100% Uber for both teams, but it's 2 round up for this gaming. Here, Silentes is in!
Oh, it was so tight. Seed has balls of steel, does not pop that Uber charge. Silentes down. They are looking to give a return. Soldier in very, very quickly, hopefully for the last resort, and trying to make it a little bit uncomfortable for Witness Gaming.
Witness Gaming now going to get their soldier back up on Sniper. Silentes is going to try the Sniper in onto yard. There are some very nice angles here for the Sniper.
Definitely. Because the map is so flat and so linear, it opens up a lot of opportunities. They just need a Domo to make him a decent chunk of space, but TLR, they want to find out where this sniper is, who this sniper is, as soon as possible. But yeah, a peek on the medic.
Seeds catches a little glimpse there of him now. He's pushing a little bit further back, does not want to show himself. Silentes can look at the Medibeamer, but not the one casting the spell. Instead, finds a little whip here off Grudgeman on the flank, does a lot of damage with the SMG, but the counter bomb comes in from Bronze now. Doesn't hit the rocket though, on to that enemy sniper, nor scout. Instead, it's just a headshot onto the soldier. Witness Gaming, Silentes peeking around the corner spot, Seeds,
He's been there
and
the
takes
whole
him down.
time. Jeez, that is so frustrating. Uber coming out of Witness Gaming. It is so free for them. They want to eliminate all of these TLR players and just stomp this into last. They are chasing them down with tenacity, the fury of 1,000 men, and they want to get onto that last and make it 3-0. There are a couple spawners coming in very shortly from TLR, though. This is not over yet.
It is Flick spawning up briefly on the engineer, but realizing he doesn't quite have time to build a gun. Now, Witness are already in, and Ixie already has half of the cap. Roms goes in to try and find something. Unfortunately, he only finds his own death. Instead, Flick, zambz cleaned up as well. It's all eyes on Grudgeman, and unfortunately, not able to stave off Witness Gaming. It's another round on the board, 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, they could have cut their losses early doors there if that didn't quite work out. It obviously did, but also had that Uber advantage. If they lost a couple early players, they could have backed out and then repeated that entire process again. So really, two potential attempts for a last push from Witness Gaming. They make it 3-0, looking very comfortable on their map pick. 20 minutes left in this map.
Never question the Granary expert on his home turf. Witness Gaming, as you're saying, looking so nice on this map. Domo once again up on top, shooting that early sticky damage onto zambz, instead opting damage onto Alba instead. Not quite finding it, however. You can see there's Pappy and Silentes opting for the bomb in onto Seeds, pops him up into the air, and the follow-up from Pappy comes in!
Come on, that is
like a
excellent.
heat-seeking missile!
Those dig-seeking rockets coming into play there, eliminating Seeds, putting TLR in a really frustrating position when you've got those players, and Auto is so heavily protected that you're really, really stuck in the mud. But he's bobbing and weaving, he's dodging and dancing. Ixie manages to kill 4 on that mid-fight. That's a clip.
That's a clip and a half. We have a pause, I believe.
Yeah, it certainly looks to be, but this is exciting. This is a very different Witness to what we saw on the last map.
Way more dominant here for the side of Witness.
Yeah, it certainly is. They've come back. They always had a bit of a team chat. They thought that the cadence of the game, although they were in a winning position the majority of the time last time around, they wanted to come into this one and flex their muscles, make a name for themselves. Obviously, not that they aren't named already, and try and make it as uncomfortable for TLR as possible. They want there to be a bit of disruption. They want them to have to keep rethinking how they want to approach that game so they can keep this onslaught going. And they have got momentum firmly in hand. 10 minutes, 3 rounds up. Their map pick, we know, but they're looking strong.
They are looking strong. It is very dominant here so far. We were talking about this earlier. I feel like Granary is turning into one of the Witness maps.
Yes.
Where they are just so strong across the board. The Silentes sniper as well.
Yeah.
Getting that kill onto Siege, shutting down all the momentum, and being so fast at capitalizing on it as well. I feel like they're the most deadly team in Europe at just catching you out instantly on the smallest of margins.
Yeah, I mean, they try anything, don't they? They will try and do something a little bit cheeky. They will look in every angle. If it doesn't work, they back out. You see a lot of teams, they find an opportunity, they peek in, and they keep committing for it, even though they know they're not going to get anything. They play with such insurance. They open up as many opportunities as they possibly can. And this is why Witness is very good. But we are hearing now, it is a tactical pause from TLR. Now, I was chatting to Nevo before this map, after the first, and he said that they were very surprised that Witness did not pick sort of a Sunshine Process scenario, because those are two maps where those soldiers, Papi and Sil, they go in, they make so much space, and then you've got Ixi and Tomaz coming in behind and absolutely clearing up shop. And I think that sort of threw TLR for a bit of a spin, because they came in, they did all their preparation, and they were ready to go with sort of maps that weren't this one. But we do see an unpause. We are on the mid-fight. Does go the way of Witness Gaming. TLR on their second, and Papi wants to get nice and deep.
Yep, Papi is on a team with 100% Uber advantage here. Just flick up on the engineer, trying to set up on a last before Witness come in here, cement themselves on another round. TLR, attack pause completed. Should be looking better. We'll have to see if they can hold on to this round though, because Uber comes in, this time not finding the sentry gun. It has been moved instead. Soldiers bombing up, but bombing back as well. Now, smallest of cap time has been made on the side of Witness, but they are not getting ground. Instead, it's TLR standing on this pipe. The spam comes across here. Soldiers in the air, but the health bars are low for Witness. Papi taken down. So is Ixi, and now runs. Follows up on 2 HP. Domo taken down. Push averted. And TLR keep themselves in the round.
Yeah, they were looking really, really strong there, that auto Uber coming out, but they just couldn't quite get anything they wanted. The positional advantage that the last shot managed to maintain came pretty good for them. We see Silentes and Rons exchanging in the lobby area, and TLR charging forward. Equal Uber situation very, very shortly.
Situation now in on mid here is TLR. Looking to spot out Witness, still lacking a bit of a runs, but now the Uber's coming out onto Witness, onto TLR as well, and Tomas wants to clean this up. A singular kill onto Brudgeman is what you'll find for now, but there is more TLR players in his crosshairs as he's continuing to walk forward here, but Ixi eating a pipe there from zambz, decent damage onto him, and he's cleaned up. Now, Domo has to watch out as well, but the pipe onto Flick finds him, and Tomas down as well. We're trading players across the board, but it's an extra number here for Witness, and I think they should be taking control of Yard.
Yeah, I mean, these Witness Gaming players, they stick into this fight. They're all on sort of mid-HP, but they're still able to have such intense damage output that in spite of their inherently weak position, pushing in, they still manage to flush out the last resort and put them on the back foot once again.
On the back foot now on TLR. They are way closer to their last than they want to be.
Yeah, certainly
Last
at this
map,
point.
they were down nothing by the time we reached the 15-minute mark. This time they will be down at least, or at most, 3 rounds, which is a lot more than 0.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it really brings out the fighting spirit in these teams. And TLR, that kill onto Domo, really, really important. Of course, Demoman really quintessential for locking down all of those shutters, and Silentes comes forward, does get picked off, as does Brugman.
Sam's dropping so low before that Uber comes out. Siege does his best to keep it to solo, but unfortunately Nevo needs to find that flash as well. Now, pipe onto Tomas means that he is just going to get taken down, and Witness Gaming not finding what they want out of this trade. It's TLR instead. They lose one Brudge, but they might even be finding a Samurai Papi there as well.
Yeah, they've got 6 players up now, I say, as Domo manages to catch Flick out, charging forward, and it looks like they're hungry for runs as well. They're taking pretty low-risk plays. They are still 2 players down. Silentes is on this rollout, but Witness Gaming keen to lock down any choke that TLR want to exploit.
We're still on even Ubers, but with Flick down, Witness actually have a player advantage. And you can see that just sending Sil in onto Seeds!
Jeez,
and he
rocket.
just finds, he threads the needle.
Yeah, I mean, Brugman did everything in his power hitting that air shot onto him, but it was not enough. Seeds crumbles, auto just 5% away from this Uber charge. Witness Gaming looking very strong. Nevo on the sniper for TLR, looking to make a menace of himself.
now 100% for Auto. Witness already looking to push in onto TLR, make it 4-0. Tomas,
he was
hand
stood
off
still.
keyboard for a
Yeah.
second, means that he just gets sniped down by Nevo. Not the best of starts to your push, and it should allow a bit more breathing room for TLR.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to itch your nose occasionally, don't you? But maybe don't do it there. So Nevo manages to slow down the Witness push, and they are desperately scrambling to get the Uber charge up, but I think it may be too little too late here. 60% Uber deficit still for the last resort, and Domo charging up, ready to go. Oh, it's going to be
Going in, he goes in for the demo sack, not quite finding it. So Soldier in the skybox as well. Ixie taken down, and so is Silentus. The 3-man sack for Witness. Might be trying to lure in Witness here still. As Pappy, with these rockets, can lock down second quite effectively. Have to play this on the knife's edge to TLR.
Yeah, that was interesting, not using that Uber advantage and sort of letting it equalize and giving up that point. Put Witness on the back foot just a little bit, and last result, taking it straight to yard.
Trade coming out, damage dealt by Nevo. It is a solo, but zambz is juggled up into the air by these stickies. Domo will not let him leave. He gets out anyway, the escape artist. But now, Soldiers bombing in, runs, does not hit the skybox. Instead, it's Tomas falling to his rockets. 2 players down, but still in the backline, manages to trade himself with Brudgman. And 3 down for Witness, 1 for TLR. They're looking to stream through choke, but Domo can do so much work with these stickies.
That was an excellent push out there for TLR. They managed to eliminate those 3 Witness Gaming players, and they are looking like men on fire. If you disregard the current scoreline, of course, managing to get that middle capped, looking nice and healthy are the Witness Gaming players, waiting to see what the next move is going to be.
It is still even Ubers for both sides here. Now it's TLR's turn to try and figure out some way to burst this bubble of Witness Gaming. They've set up on yard. They're going to be trying their best to keep Auto alive. It's 13 minutes left on this clock, and all Witness have to do is run the clock down. They have 2 round resets and a bit as Ron's bums in, up high, shut down instantly by the stickies from Domo.
Yeah, I mean, Witness Gaming, they are very patient. They're prepared to be bored. They can slow this down and put TLR through the meat grinder. They lose 2 of their players, perhaps due to a little bit of impatience, and Witness Gaming come in within a very aggressive Uber, but a late pop from zambz.
It's a late pop from zambz, but Tomas doesn't really find that much with the Uber charge. Instead, it's Ixie on a flank, finding the kill onto Brudgman. Now, it's Flick taken down by the rocket from Silentes. And Pappy now, with the rest of his squad, is sitting on point 2 down. TLR have to back out.
Yes, and back out they do. Witness Gaming looking very, very healthy here, and they want to charge straight into that TLR second before Flick can get up and try and make a little bit of a meal out of this. They are opting for left yard. Looks like they want to try and take this right-hand side and flush out the TLR players and whatever nasties they have in store to try and slow them down.
Witness are going to reach into their kitchen supply cupboard. There we go. Managed to complete the sentence. Looking for a pressure cooker. We are going to try and, I assume, try and fire from all cylinders. You can see Pappy as well inching towards Zed here, sending the rest of his team in onto a lunchbox as well. Still, he's going to show himself to Flick. He hits some decent rockets onto him. Wins the 1v1 against the scout. Now, there's another person trading him, however, has to be careful here. Not to fall down, but Pappy now went onto the point. Another kill onto Ron. Silentes is a menace on this backline.
Yeah, that is the opener that you really do want there.
No
3
demo.
players down.
It is zambz just taken down. It's an Uber coming out. Brudgman with a nice little headshot rocket there, but can't really do anything else. Instead, has to jump behind. But look at where Witness are. They can collapse in from above. Is Auto and Ixie finding 2. Brudgman on his lonesome behind. Decent first rocket to start off with, but he's going to have to hit so many more if he wants to save this round for his team. Tomas walking in. So is his soldier friend, and he just sits on the point. TLR can but look and shoot pipes and stickies. It's zambz who's hitting so much, but he doesn't make it work. It's 4-0 for Witness Gaming.
Yeah, those spawns from TLR coming in a little bit too little, too late. Witness Gaming looking very, very strong. We see that pressure cooker. We talk about it all the time. They are so good at identifying the tiniest of margins and just creating a war of attrition with those TLR players and making it as sticky as possible to stop them from what they're doing. 4 rounds up now. It's looking a little bit ropey for TLR. A 4-round deficit to make up, 10 minutes left. And Witness Gaming, you know, if this momentum picks up for TLR, are very prepared to tap the brakes.
very, very prepared. 10 minutes now. TLR cannot take their foot off the gas. They want to stay in on this map number 2. They want to avoid going to match point, but runs on his bomb. Unfortunately, does not find anything. Instead, though, his scouts are Silentes, Happy both go down in early bombs, and this means that Witness have to run with their tail between their legs right out of this middle.
Yeah, I mean, it works so many times. When it doesn't, you've just got to cut your losses. Committing those 2 soldiers is very much fine, and you sort of walk away, tail between their legs, very, very happy, even still, to keep Auto alive. Brugman comes in, tries to make a little something out of nothing, open up that fight, and it's looking very, very scrappy for TLR, getting eliminated, 2 of them down to Witness Gaming.
Comes out here, but nothing really is made of it. Instead, it's Papillon behind. They're getting crunched here. RTLR, they unfortunately cannot make anything happen. Runs cleaned up. Auto didn't have to pop at all, and that means that Witness Gaming, they can keep surging forwards.
I mean, this coordinated spam from Witness just completely nullifies TLR whenever they get these Uber charges. It's super hard for them to get their medic out, and the players that have to commit to slow them down really do get caught out every single time. And Tomaz now charging in, looking to get straight onto second. The Uber charges coming out is very, very aggressive.
Tomaz is whipping out the sword there, trying to climb up on top, but runs actually falling as well. So does Brugman. Now, 3 downs for TLR. They're going to have to keep themselves focused here. They don't just want to end up losing this 5-0, as now it is Doma walking forwards. The bomb comes in. The crunch from Witness, finding everyone. Just Flick looking at the remnants of his team. Taunts coming out. Flick has found 1. He finds 2, but no more. And that is Witness taking it 5-0 on Granary, looking oh so good.
Yeah, unfortunately, that wall of meat, although grand opportunity for a lot of meat shots, didn't quite come good for him that time around. But yeah, a 5-0 win for Witness Gaming. They looked to slightly falter in that first map, but now they've really come into their own. And yeah, it is looking stronger. 2 maps up now. Witness Gaming sitting on the back line is the last resort.
They are on map point now. As we go into product, TLR are going to have to step up if they want to keep themselves in this tournament. Witness have never been reverse swept. We got very close at Arcadia. I think closer than any member of a Witness would ever like. We're going to have to see if TLR are up for that challenge to take us further.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had a look at some logs. So these guys have played each other across maybe 8 to 10 maps over the last week. They've played product 3 times. The scoreline has been 3-0 in favor Witness Gaming every single time, with the exception of one that was a little bit fucky. It was just a 1-1. I think there was some technical issues. So yeah, this is I'd love to say TLR are going to look really strong trying to take this, but after suffering that 5-0 loss and looking at the history that they've had over the past couple of days, it is sticky.
They're going to have to dig deep if they want to contest Witness on that map of product. It's map number 3. I think we are going to be throwing this to a quick break. When we come back, potentially the final map of poLAND 2024. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome back to map number 3 of the poLAND 2024 Grand Finals here, as TLR have gone down 2-0 on Granary. Dominant showing there from Witness.
Yeah, if you missed the first 2 maps, we saw Snakewater, a 2-1 to Witness, and then a very, very dominant 5-0 on Granary just then. They are warm, and they are ready to go. They want an early night. They don't seem like they want a 5-match series, do Witness Gaming, but TLR, they're still in the fight, they're still happy, they're still hyped, they're still excited to be here. They've run the gauntlet. They know that they can play with this sort of volume of games and this intensity of games, and they want to keep on going. But we are coming back now with product. It's a map they've played a fair few times recently, and Witness Gaming coming out on top in most instances. But looking to cause a bit of disruption to that is going to be TLR.
TLR now. They're going to have to dig deep. We saw them on map number 1 of Snakewater, being able to contest directly with the DM of a Witness, taking it to them. A very close first map. Almost made it to that golden cap, but now on Granary, that was not the same story, unfortunately.
That was stinky. We were uh-ohing, and we were not best impressed with the performance on show, but obviously very, very happy to see Witness Gaming and their dominant streak definitely showing, and you know, still got a very solid name for themselves.
Very solid name for themselves now. They're going to have to do their best to come back in. I think the signals, the signs of life are there for TLR, right? You have got Brudgeman and Runs really hitting their shots as well, and it's making it exciting. Product is that map which really, of all of the maps in TF2, really emphasizes the point blank, like no communication synergy in bombs, etc. between your players. It's something that Witness in Europe probably are the best at, but TLR, hopefully maybe, should kind of have to be able to contest if they want to stay in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really going to come down to a lot of individuals playing at their best. We've seen zambz this entire tournament has been an incredible role player on that Demoman class for TLR. Speaking of Demoman, thinking of zambz, we are going into the very first mid-fight of Product. It is map 3, a two-map deficit for TLR to make up.
On to mid we go. He sits quite far back there. On his cliff is Silentus, dropping down to 100 HP already. Spam just exchanged across both teams, and neither one are willing to make the first move, I say, as the soldiers bomb in now for TLR's Ron's doing a lot of damage, but Seeds ends up surfing himself into a pipe from Domo, and that is so many TLR members falling. Flick, 4 HP, can find nothing, and zambz has to run all the way back to his spawn.
Yes, Sil and Pappy jumped up in the air, super high bombs. They were circling like vultures over those TLR players, and they didn't know where to look, they didn't know who to focus, and while that was going on, you had Domo, you had Thomas, you had Ixie applying as much pressure as possible and eliminating those TLR players, and Seeds going down, of course, hands Witness a full Uber advantage. They have a 15-second countdown thus far on this cap.
TLR now have to be able to force out this Uber from the side of Witness Gaming without losing too many players here. But Witness are sitting on the point, and it's so hard. Uber now comes in onto Domo, gets juggled a little bit, but a kill onto Brudgeman already. Mr. Seeds is running for the hills and just about manages to get up, but Witness do find so much space with this Uber charge coming out onto TLR now. They're all the way back in spawn, and they lose Flick so late, disconnected from his team. And now TLR, yes, they have an advantage, but they have to push with a player down.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but I think scouts might be quite important on this map, and particularly when you're trying to eliminate a forward hold from the most dominant European team of all time. So we are seeing both soldiers up on this right-hand side, and it is a barrage of damage. Power has something to say about it, goes down instantly.
Now, bombs coming through for TLR, but unfortunately not finding any kills. Instead, Runs, Brudge, and Nevo all taken down here as Witness Gaming firmly holding on to this forward hold. No response for TLR.
Yeah, 6 players up from a forward hold. Makes it very, very hard for you to try and push out.
We are not going to report any cheating.
There might be a little bit of abuse going on in this game here, right now. So a minute and a half tick down for Witness Gaming. TLR trying to edge their way onto this cap, but the projectiles are raining down upon them as they are waiting to pop this Uber. It has now equalized, but Auto does not want to use any time soon.
It's a kill onto Sil, and the backlines here, but this Uber comes out so late as Nevo finally finds the shots on to Thomas to force out the Uber, but unfortunately not much will come realistically from either side of this push. It's one soldier, one scout going down, but look at the clock just ticking down for Witness. They're keeping on winning these exchanges every single time.
Yeah, I mean, Seeds does manage to slip out, which is a slight penance there for TLR. It means they got a couple more cracks of the egg, and a double bomb in, trying to make something out of nothing is just going to be a Sil for Ron's trade.
This Ron's trade, though, comes in, but with the point being capped there for TLR, means that Ron's is going to spawn in so long. Domo walking forwards here, finding damage across on so many members of the TLR team, and they do not fall for now, but the point slowly being edged out by the rest of Witness. TLR are finally finding some time on this clock.
Yes, very keen to not deny any of their forward spawners. Trying to keep nice and healthy. They're not looking too hot right now, and zambz going down is a lot of that cap pressure eliminated. Both teams full Uber now, and on the back foot. Witness Gaming, but looking pretty good on that time.
Now the push is coming in, Pappy bombing up on top, trying to secure some high ground for this push, as Witness now once again edging out to this cap, eking ever so slowly forward, as now zambz comes straight in. He spots a demo man, not caught up with the rest of his team, as the Uber is popped, but Seeds pops it so much later. zambz now running in behind, taken down by Nevo, but TLR nowhere to be found on this point. They're finally going in, but the soldier of Silentes on the flank does so much work onto these scouts, onto runs, cleans them up, and TLR are backing off.
Yes, they are cutting their losses, trying to keep Seeds alive. He's a really good role player. He has consistently throughout his entire TF2 career been the best of the beaters, but Pappy going down does create a bit of an opportunity here for TLR, mount their way forwards, but Silentes a silent threat in that corner. The 2 grab rockets onto Seeds, and he is no Brugman. That is one hell of a rocket.
Runs in and he gets auto as well.
Oh my
Manages
God.
to bomb in, secures that kill, saves TLR some punishment here. The health points are not there for TLR. However, I think they just have to walk in. The timer's so low, 3 seconds left on the point. zambz, you have to bomb in. The round timer now, you can see it slowing down as zambz flubs the sticky jump as well. You have to walk onto this point, it's almost running out. P is not here for the finals, as instead, Domo walking out onto main. TLR might get this round captured, but we're gonna have to hold on. It is Silentes falling down a connector, but so is Runs.
Yes, they can afford absolutely no time at all to falter. There is so much chaos going on, but TLR really need to find their feet and dig their heels in and maintain this point. But zambz is in hot pursuit of Brugman, does get him down. That is devastating. No soldiers up for the side. TLR, 2-player deficit, and Witness Gaming wants to get straight onto this point and try and make it as hard as possible for TLR to cling on.
It's Seeds with a 50% Uber advantage. Not sure if they're aware of this. It's zambz spamming cross pipes, not really able to find anything. But the Uber is coming out onto the scouts. However, it's zambz being found by Runs, but Uber not accomplishing too much. Instead, it's Witness backing out. And now, auto, 95%. This could be the dagger for the first round of the final map. What could be in this finals now? Domo flubs the jump, unfortunately. Sticky shot away, and the counter Uber also not finding much, but it's 2 very weak players from TLR in behind. Flick taken down, so is Runs, and now lacking the players. Brudge doesn't find the rocket. Instead, Witness, their health bars are so low. zambz has found 1. He cannot find any more, and it is Witness Gaming capturing up the point for one more step through the door.
I mean, that was a great round. I mean, TLR had to make up what a 1-minute 45 deficit, and they did a pretty good job. But there was so much in play, and there was so much going on that it's really hard to cling on for that little bit of extra time. But they are looking to sort of replicate their latest success in that round and try and take some away from the last resort, as we see our second mid fight coming into fruition.
Now, last time around, the mid was quite slow. Have to see its early aggression here from TLR's side, instantly picking up Silentes. As now Witness Gaming are far back, they're on the back foot, and they're losing their players. It's auto shot up into the air and killed on the ground. Now, only Pappy left alive on 90 HP. It's zambz respawning. Runs, doesn't quite hit the stuff, but manages to get out just fine. zambz, he's a sneaky little boy, isn't he?
He is. He is ratting his way about, trying to catch a medic player or whoever he can to try and stunt this TLR hold. But it looks like he had an opportunity to get out, but he opts to take it eventually there. His players now rolling out, ready to get back into the fray and retake this fight. zambz on the beam, charging forward, looking to eliminate zambz.
Now Domo walking in and just gets the force onto Seeds. We'll have to see if TLR can find anything. It's Auto barely managing to escape, and it's just 2 frags here. There's a soldier, a scout taking a 1v1, and it's Ixie losing that one. But Witness Gaming, they take that trade any day of the week. They can walk back, they don't have the point cap, and they're just going to get their players right back. Auto now 50% advantage. Pappy is already behind.
Yeah, he is looking to cause a real ruckus. He has been spotted early doors, but he's dragged that scout away for the combo. I was hoping that was a rocket. I was hoping that was a rocket, but that huge bomb comes in from Silentes, manages to go. No! Oh,
the
the
stickies from
sticks.
Tomo find seeds!
Oh.
But the pipes, unfortunately, there's a spacebar bound on the other scout there, and he manages to live but
Oh my
the pipe finds
God.
Nevo anyway, not aerially. But it doesn't matter. We find that kill. Runs, unfortunately, taken down now as well, and it's Witness Gaming firmly in control of the point. They have an overcharge to play with as well, and TLR.
Yeah, they're faltering once again. Witness Gaming, they are on the back foot. They're 30 seconds behind, but they are fast ticking down that cap. They can make that time up very well with this Uber advantage, and they are going to look to get onto seeds as best they can and try and drag out for an extra 40 seconds if they possibly can, and take a lot of damage as Flick at the start of this round.
Flick is really trying to get in, but unfortunately the spam from Witness is just too strong. He falls. Uber for auto, still not popped, as seeds is 60% now. Doesn't quite have anything yet, but that's a kill onto zambz, and it's just what Witness need. Honestly, the timer's been equaled, and they're winning these fights as TLR trying to sack in and not finding anything.
I mean, we talk about the pressure cooker all the time. In spite of the health of these Witness Gaming players, they can be on 30 HP, and they just sit pretty. They make sure they're not the furthest player forward, but their damage output is still incredible in spite of a negative circumstance. They're in the forward hold now. Nevo trying to get out. He died instantly last time, but both soldiers managing to get in, trying to shoot up rockets at this scout. One does get eliminated. Sil is in for a bit of a flank.
That's Domo finding a kill onto Nevo as well. Sil, he's going to walk out on main, but I think now the forward hold might be in full commission here for the side of Witness. You can see them all swarming around every single one of these entrances in the spawn. Flick up on the sniper ever so briefly. Now Nevo has swapped to Pyro in an attempt to break this hold.
Yeah, they need just one frag. They need a reason for Witness to back up to mid. And they have got a lot of players out here, so it could open up the door. Both of their players very, very weak. And Nevo still on that Pyro, trying to get as far forward as possible. Brugeman trying to create a little bit of chaos and unstick this Witness hold on the mid. They do have to back up just a little.
Backing up for now. Ubers are even. Celentes going to be respawning, joining his team soon, but Witness have managed to run down the clock so very much. It's TLR edging their way forwards onto the point, but Soldier bombing in here, losing the 1v1 for Urge up on Cliff. Now, there's a lot of cap time for TLR as they have all their players alive, but the Uber's coming in on to Thomas here. Nevo as well, getting the counter Uber. No one finding any frags whatsoever as Thomas has to ride the Uber back out. Now, the collapse can come back in. Round point captured for last resort. But they find no kills. They lose a soldier on the flank, and Celentes is out 2 HP.
But he manages to slip away from the grips of that scout. No 3 damage shots from across the map for him today. zambz going painfully weak. These TLR players not looking too hot, but Witness pretty unhealthy as well. But they are still applying as much pressure as humanly possible across this point. They want that cap back in their favor. 1 minute and 20 ahead still, in spite of not holding it.
It's Thomas eating a rocket there from Brudgman. Sit down, bro. Unfortunately, the rest of TLR kind of falling in the process. They have one soldier in behind, but they are very aware here, Witness, of where this guy is. And unfortunately, this time around, it doesn't look like the direct rockets are there to try and keep onto Ixie. He has to dodge these pipes and these stickies. He still managed to stay alive. He's still in behind, but he's effectively eliminated by Witness here. They finally take him down, but they backed off the point of the process. Now, TLR back onto the point, but that round timer has completely run out for the side of TLR. They cannot let Witness control this point, but it is only 2 up. zambz gets the solo Uber, but there are so many red bodies on this team, and I believe we're looking at another tack pause.
We could be seeing another tack pause. This is a very essential part of this game. You can see TLR, they're making up huge deficits when they need to, but not enough to properly capitalize and actually get their head really far back into this game. So looking very strong, and we're just seeing the damage from Witness Gaming, just making their life really hard.
So what are you doing now as TLR? What is the answer to this problem? The Witness opposing you. No one really able to find a solution to stop these guys.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what these tactical pauses are all about. And when you're a team in a position like TLR, this is when you really need to have a bit of a rethink. You know, we've not really seen anything particularly off the wall. It's just been play process the way we play process. It's almost a mirror of what Witness are doing, but Witness are Witness. Witness do Witness better, right? And it's making it very hard for TLR. You know, these forward holds from Witness are holding them back for so long. When the TLR eventually do get over that cap, they can't hold on to it for as long as they could possibly hope.
TLR on the back foot. They're 1 round away from losing that
Crashing
first place
out,
position.
yeah.
Losing the final 3-0 as Witness are looking so strong. They have one foot in the door and they have the other one kind of getting there.
It's there,
We're almost all the way through. The shoulders kind of peeking in as well as we are nearing that Witness Gaming victory. We can smell it. They could smell it, I believe. There's blood in the water. They're ready.
Yeah, they've started unplugging their peripherals, I think, but that is the time at which TLR can jump in, try and make it work. But of course, they've got a long way to go if they don't manage to. If they do manage to win this map, they've got a long way to go. They're making up a 2-map deficit, they are put in a very, very heavily compromised position.
These Ubers are really not going in the favor
No,
of
absolutely
TLR.
not.
Every single time we see these trades coming out, and it's Witness just taking it every single time. Superior positioning, superior just. Yeah, in general, it is positioning in the post-Uber, right, that determines who finds the best kills and the best advantages. And they're just not quite finding it, is TLR. They're going to have to figure out something. We'll have to see what they cook. This is crunch time cooking.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, when you talk about the Ubers, it feels like there's a bloody, like a bouncy castle under the feet of the players on TLR when they do pop their Uber charge. But as I get into that segue, we are live. There is about a minute left to tick down. But Witness managed to flip the cap back in their favor. It is now 2-1 Witness Gaming. TLR, they need a reverse sweep, and they're not looking too hot right now.
Banking on a miracle cook here, coming out of the tack pause. Chef's knives came out, saute pans as well at the ready. Hopefully some cutting boards. Otherwise, they have some dirty tables to clean up afterwards. Now, Domo rolling out, perhaps for the final time, this time around in Poland here. It's Thomas as well, sitting on China, scouting things out. No one really willing to take that first step quite yet. It's Pappy, he's positioned around Cliff, and Witness are caressing and corralling them forwards here.
Yes, they are certainly being caressed. You see Brujman coming forward, eats a pipe straight away, and then the counter-sack coming straight back in for Pappy. He drags back 2 players, both of the soldiers on the side last resort are so weak, and Pappy absolutely nullifies them at the apex of this third mid-fight.
It's Siege caught out in the open as well by Ixie, who is just hitting the meat! Finding another one onto Flick. Nevo manages to shut him down, but he's on his own. That mid-fight was pure dominance by Witness Gaming.
Yeah, those were some excellent rockets there from Pappy. He saw the opportunity of that weak Brujman and completely opened them up and put them through the fucking ringer. So now, Brujman has something to say. They want to get that force out of Auto. He is dragging a few eyes, but not overcommitting themselves. He knows that that cap is certainly at risk.
Finding a lot of damage on the flank here onto Celentes is Ron's and his flank scout partner, but not finding any kills. Instead, it's Thomas taking this Uber in, and it is Domo falling forwards as well. Siege is taken down, and now Thomas is back. He's hitting so many shots onto zambz as he does fall. Flick taken down as well. It is 2 soldiers up, and they're going to have to make some magic happen here. Witness, Celentes, only 5 HP, does go down, but TLR, man, we need something.
We need something. I mean, these players, it looks like they're trying incredibly hard to be individuals, but when it gets to these scrappy team fights, they are just faltering at the hands of Witness Gaming. Their projectile class is really, really coming into play here, and Ixie and Thomas with some excellent follow-up.
Now it is another 20% advantage here for Auto, but it's Witness Gaming in control of this point. Singular kill on TXE is a good start, but Celentes has found his way in behind. But now TLR finally finding 3 kills onto the remainders of Witness Gaming, shoved all the way back onto their cliff. Not willing to contest any further. Singular kill onto Rons, and that should be enough for them.
Yes, definitely. Witness Gaming looking to get themselves out of this main. Thomas does go down pretty early doors. They definitely didn't want to risk Auto in that position. The Uber advantage has now been nullified. Both medics up, ready, rearing to go, and Witness Gaming managing to get out of their last.
Back in we go, and Flip rides a bit of a rocket out of connector. We have to see Witness Gaming now sitting pretty on the point, getting that capture going. About half cap now, runs, taken down by the Spartan from Pappy. Second soldier of Brujman also so low, and now the pipes from Domo shooting across the point, and TLR just can't quite handle it. The Uber comes out onto Nevo, counter Uber pop onto Thomas. No one really finding anything. Once again, Witness are so good at backing out and then collapsing back in. Now that the Uber has faded, TLR has gained no position whatsoever. Instead, it's Witness Gaming coming in, and it's Thomas finding 2 clean shots onto Nevo.
Yeah, that witness trapdoor, as soon as those Ubers are popped, everyone disappears in a puff of smoke. So managing to get the cap back. It's not looking too hot. That's an excellent rocket there from Ron's onto Domo, and zambz trying to stick alive. Ron's and Nevo, the only players up for TLR. And it's going to be sort of a 50% Uber advantage now for Auto on the side, Witness Gaming, and the cap in hand. 30 seconds ahead of the last resort, but a good position for last resort compared to the past 2 rounds, but they need to get their head in the game and try and make up this advantage.
A minute now is all that separates Witness between them and a grand final victory here in Woods. As clock is slowly ticking down here, it's TLR walking forward, but Auto, massive advantage here. Soldier bombing in behind. Is Pappy up onto the enemy cliff, and he hits decent damage here onto Flick. It's Brudgeman taken down. So is Ixie, however. Now cap time coming across for TLR. Not finding anything further, they have to back off. But Domo eats a pipe there. Thomas is just walking forward onto the scout. Now Uber comes out. Pappy taken down in the backlight here. Thomas trying to take this 1v1, and he's not winning it. Gets flashed instead. Silentes taken down by zambz as well. TLR have 2 picks to work with, but very, very small health bars.
Yeah, Auto going down to 5 AP was absolutely left without choice. zambz and Flick going down super late there, and what was looking quite favorable for last resort. Thomas tries to make something out of nothing, and it turns to be nothing as Witness sitting pretty happy on this point, getting ready to deny these TLR players.
Now Flick has led this team for so many seasons to a Prem victory as well, and the Uber comes out here of Flick. So many low health bars here for Witness. They are not finding that much besides a singular kill onto Rons. This is fine for TLR in some respect, but now the round timer has run out. And Silentes wants this win as he bombs in, doesn't find much. Instead, it's TLR taking up that kill, and 2 alive here for Witness. They're going to lose control at this point, meaning that Pappy and Silentes are going to come up that much faster.
Yeah,
Also 70%. It's a 30% advantage here.
Yeah, they are back in their spawn. They need a rethink. They just need one push to win this entire tournament. They walk out right, uncontested. They see zambz really far forward. It looks like he might get picked off here. He's got no presence on that point whatsoever. Pappy bombs in. Soldier launched into the air. Rons goes down for TLR.
Now Witness are edging onto the point. Uber popped on to zambz. Seed loses his healing target. The round capture is coming so close. Witness Gaming are so close, capturing the point. Nevo falls. They are the best fucking team we have ever seen. And Witness Gaming are your Poland 2024 Grand Final champions.
Yep, that was exciting. I mean, in spite of the score lines that we saw, it was really intense TF2. We saw the TLR, a team, you know, they won Prem last season, looking to make a name for themselves. They're all really, really good improvers in spite of how long they've been around. Playing against that really reliable Witness Gaming team. And yeah, unfortunately not managing to capitalize today, but putting in a really, really good show. It should make next season of Prem quite tasty.
Massive congratulations to Witness. This is a very much unprecedented dominant streak. I don't think they lost a map this entire tournament. They went through, they only dropped a couple rounds as well.
Yeah, and one of them was, of course, to TLR, and then I believe also to the Salty team as well. So, yeah, they be pretty happy with that. But, I mean, that's 2 round losses. You know, they're faltering a little bit. When was their last round loss in an official? Maybe 2 years before?
It's been a little while. Taken to the brink at Arcadia, but now they seem to have found their form. No one in Europe seemed to be able to stand up to this roster. But TLR as well. What a performance they've had this LAN.
Yeah, certainly. They look really, really strong in those group stages. They ran the gauntlet. We spoke about it. They traveled, they traversed that upper and lower bracket, and they came here today firing, and they put in the best performance I think they could have done. They're all great improvers. I mean, that sort of synergy that you build up after playing that many games that intently, being with each other permanently, I think is going to serve them very well if they manage to stick it out and stick together, which I really do hope they do.
Exciting stuff for them in their future. I think it's a matter of sticking together now.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I believe we do have, finally, some logs to show on your screen. Guys, this is what we played TF2 for. Are you surprised? These are combined across all 3 maps. Thomas did not get 69 kills. Write your jokes now in chat, please. But he did get 69 kills across 3 maps. Domination there by the best player, I think, in the game.
Yeah, I mean, we're sorting by damage here, and you know the game on that level looks pretty tight. But then you look at the kill column and you look at the KD column. These are 2 very different groups of statistics. It's via that ordering, but yeah, I mean, this is exactly what you're coming in to expect, right?
Yeah, I think we were a bit surprised by map number 1 there. On Snakewater, TLR actually making it look quite close, but then we make it to Granary, and we make it to Product, and there's just not really that much of response from TLR, unfortunately not able to put up with any of the pressure whatsoever there from Witness Gaming.
I mean, that's what you expect coming into this tournament, right? But following the story and following TLR all the way through this tournament, we were expecting, really great things, and they do look still very fantastic. But yeah, Witness Gaming ultimately coming good, as everyone anticipated coming into this tournament. But it's not necessarily what's happening now, but also what could happen in future. Looking at teams and exciting players, like I loved watching zambz, and I loved watching all of those guys on TLR, and I think they put on a real good show in spite of the obvious scoreline differential.
Massive shout-outs to Brudgman again. That
Yes.
guy, I don't think he got
trooper.
sleep last night. He had food poisoning. We started the day off talking about what's going to happen to TLR now that they probably just cannot play with Brudgman because he's so sick. Instead, making it up here anyway. He was all smiles when he got here as well. No warm-up, went to the game versus Mandem, and was a deciding factor in that game as well.
He didn't have food poisoning. Food poisoning had him. But yeah, that was an excellent showing from quite dire circumstance, and he's looked incredibly strong.
He has indeed. I just don't know what to say. These Witness guys, they're so good. Now, they've won 3 lands in a row. 2 of them completely uncontested. Okay, guys. I-71. We're going to count it in this situation, but let's be honest. And then, they've had this land now. These other teams are no slouches, but you could just tell how big the gap is between them and anyone else in Europe. We're going to have to see. I feel like if there's someone to contest them, might be an American or 2 in chat typing away. These guys are good. We have some replays. I don't know. Can Sandblast deal with this?
I don't think so. I mean, it's it's going to be an interesting one. It'll be great to see those international games going on again. Of course, we didn't really see it at this I-Series. There was no opportunity for it here, really. But it's definitely putting up good potential for shifting the sort of skill gap of international TF2.
Yeah, we'll have to see whenever an international LAN happens once again. See, we're on broadcast. We can't say anything, but let's pretend that we know. Yeah, we'll have to see with that one. Now, here's the thing, guys. It's getting late. It's actually all the way to 9 p.m. It's my bedtime. Look at me. I look like a child. My mum's going to yell at me soon. So, Meerkat, I have a lot of things to say. We haven't written down a Google Doc. But before that, if you have anything today, we're going to have to lock the door for a little bit as well. But any final words?
I mean, I'd just like to say a great thanks to all of the players that have showed up, everyone who managed to run the gauntlet, everyone who's had fun, meeting players that they've spoken to online for years, having a great time, all of the effort of the production team behind us here, and everyone who made this event happen, particularly Supra and JMax.
So I think with that, it is time for all of us in Poland to say goodbye, good night. But before this, we do have a lot of people to thank. So we're going to go through this. First of all, he's actually here right now. We can bring him onto the camera. Come on. Come over here. A huge thank you to Supra for helping to organize this event. Of course, we've got Wanzu, we've got Delhi and Maui as well, helping us set up all the computers. But Supra has been working so hard for so long.
One is very sexy.
Thank you, Supra. He has my number. It's fine. Off you go. And then, of course, as well, thank you so much to Basestack.
Can I say something as well?
Yeah. Talk.
Maybe I'll just do it after you, okay?
No. Talk now.
Okay, so...
Put on
Yeah,
the
okay, so... Oh,
Put on the headset and
fair
talk.
enough. Alright, so I hope you had fun watching this. Maybe we'll see each other in the next year. I don't know about it, but I'm pretty sure we are going to make the same event in the summer. The date will be between 19 and 21st of July, but this event is going to have a little bit different attire, because instead of doing it like try hard, super competitive like we did right now with qualifier stage, because we wanted to have the best show possible, like we delivered right now. We want to let all of the people who aren't as good as these people, like me for example, play some games, some goofy games. Doesn't have to be like sixes, it can be Ulti Duo or MG. So we're going to make sign-ups for everyone, so it's not gonna be like team-based sign-up, so the terms are supposed to be the same. We are going to have like 95, 96. It's gonna be first come, first served, and I'm gonna share more details in the future, maybe like in 3 weeks, because I have to sign the contract with the venue, etc., etc. So just be sure to check us out from time to time. I'm pretty sure we are going to make some kind of announcement on Team Fortress TV, so I'll just let you know. Thank you very much.
Bravo.
Thank you so much once again to Supra for putting up with all of us organizing this event. Of course, there is another group of people who have been putting up with us all weekend, and it's the Basestack crew keeping us going with shocking. I mean, we are TF2 players after all. A lot of alcohol. If you guys are at home, I don't know if you know this, but we did manage on a Friday to clear them out completely of everything. And yet they are still going. We were told that they've never seen anything like it before.
And we'll do it again.
We'll do it again. Now, of course, also, thank you very much to PrintStream for letting us borrow most of the production equipment, including these headsets and the audio mixer, making us not sound terrible. Instead, I could have been casting this from my phone. You guys have already tried that. We're not going to do it again. Also, massive thank you to all of the Essentials crew behind the scenes. J-Max, of course, has been running the production the entire time. Samus and Beta have been your cameramen for most of it. Sodium as well, adminning this entire tournament, wrangling 100 players, which is a miserable experience, and working so much longer and so much harder than most of the other people at this tournament. And of course, also, thank you to the casters. That's me. And also Meerkat, who's been casting with me. Then, of course, Ben, BL, not Steven, Beta, and the one and only Turbo Tabs, bringing the games to life. We wouldn't have had those games without the players. So thank you so much to all the players putting on such a good show. And thank you to everyone who also just has showed up just to have a drink, hang out. It's been great to catch up with all of you. And then, of course, finally, thank you to all of you at home for coming in, watching us, supporting the stream. I think it's my hope, and it's the hope of everyone else in this tiny little glass box we've dubbed the Goon Cave, that you feel at least some of the passion that we here in the production feel for the game, the players as well. It doesn't matter if you're a competitive veteran, if you're someone who just sits in a trade server practicing your trick stabs, if you're, you know, God forbid, a Highlander player. We really hope that watching this tournament, if anything, made you want to queue up once again. For me, and I think for most of the other people here, it's that's the feeling that we really do want to hit. I think I speak not only for me, but for anyone else who's ever casted or produced in any way, that it has been and it always will continue to be like the highest honor to share this game with you, and I feel so lucky. So thank you so much for that.
Yes.
I have to scroll down. There's a document here, guys, and smoke's coming out in the room. Sorry about that. My eyes are... Now, TF2 is an esport, of course, and profits are comically slim, and you can win this entire tournament and still end up in the red. But for whatever reason, I think we all find ourselves sticking to TF2 anyway. And at least for me, I can't let it go, no matter how hard I try. And it sticks like sometimes like a tumor and sometimes like a friend. And it's this bond that we all share. And I feel like it really needs to be felt firsthand to be believed. And I hope that we continue to do this until we're old and a younger group of Zoomers and people with weird memes come in and take over, just like we did from the old men who we kicked out. So see you at wherever that might be. Good night.
This is our production of the poLAND.tf 2024. I believe it's our winter edition. I don't know if they're implying they want to do more.
Oh, they get piped!
side. Look at him, still going, chipping away at the lad.
Got not Stephen with the Bempler. Let's see what action lies ahead of us on this fine Saturday.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ben Plutonium. Okay, how about this? How about we look at the logs? Maybe there's something mathematically we can look at. I mean, oh my God. Okay, switch off the logs. Switch off the logs. Get them off.